Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to the MR6 and fine tuning it and getting all the cool stuff taken care of. Last night when I was driving the car, I noticed that the oil temperature sensor had gone out and then came back, and then it went out again. And it just maintains a temp of 40 degrees centigrade, which double it and add 30. That tells me that it's not reading. So that's what, 110, 112 degrees. So normally it should be around 65, 70 degrees centigrade for oil temp. And I think there's a short somewhere. It's 2 wires, so it's very simple. So the other thing is I hit something on Polaris Parkway last night. I didn't even see it. I think it came off of the car in front of me, but something bounced off the underside of the car, and it was definitely metal, and it was very hard, and it hit my feet. I can feel it in my feet in the driver footwell, so I want to check on that too. So nothing weird happened with the car. We didn't lose gas or oil or anything like that. I just wanted to see if there's any kind of damage or anything like that, but something definitely tagged it. So I'm going to put the car up on the lift. I'll put a headlamp on, and I'll bring you guys with me and aim the camera up so you can see what I'm looking at in the engine bay. So we're going to try and figure out what the hell is going on with the oil temp sensor. Now, I do have the car warmed up, and I do have some oil temp, but we might also need to start the car just to make sure that it is. So it's been idling outside for like the last 20 minutes while I fed the Kinkajous, and we'll see. We should maintain some oil temp. So we get cracking on this. Glad you guys are sticking around with me so late. It's been a very, very busy day. And that happens when you get a ton of other stuff done that's not necessarily car related, personal life and all that other stuff, and it adds up pretty quick, and all of a sudden it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and you're like, damn it, I have all this stuff in the shop that I've got to do too. So we're going to keep going. We are going to keep going. I'm going to have to move the car forward a little bit just to get these lift arms in place. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video last night with, and I still have this running nose. Normally aspirated versus boosted. I got a lot of good feedback, a lot of messages from people that they like that. So we'll keep doing those late night lessons. Those are usually pretty fun. Oh, wow. With the new coilovers, the lift arms absolutely barely fit in here. This car is lowered and it's awesome. It handles really great now. Really great. Very happy with the handling on this car because we're just kind of at the midpoint of handling. Oh, here's where it gets tricky. Now we have to use, I have 2 different pads. So you can tell the thickness. This guy, we use this obviously on the limo, trucks and stuff. This guy's a little bit thinner and he gets under there. We don't want to have to jack up the car just to get these plates on. And I'm going to have to roll back just slightly. Stay there. There we go. Make some adjustments up to the front up here. And we are good up front. This side. And we'll have to switch this pad over too, which is fine. Where is my notch? On most cars, there's notches on the pinch weld there's little cutouts, and that tells you where to put the pads. Those are your jacking points. So let's raise up the car. And once you've got all 4 wheels off the ground, we just bounce the car, check and make sure it's not going to fall. If it falls right now, it should be okay. But if it's up high and falls, bad stuff's going to happen. So let me pull you guys a little bit more over here. Okay. So the wiring for this is all, most of it is underneath the car. All right. So I will bring you guys underneath with me. Let me grab a light. And this way you guys can see kind of what's going on. I want to inspect to see what the hell I hit last night. I don't see any, didn't hit any of the hoses or any of the brake lines or anything. It, everything looks okay. Might have just been a piece of gravel or something. Got a little chip there, but nothing underneath the car that shows me that anything got dented or hit. Nothing on the transaxle, nothing on the axles. God, these guys get corroded so fast. Ohio is so bad. God, I hate that. So, oh, these poor nuts. Yeah, I don't have anything. Get some paint chips, but I don't have anything weird here. So my oil temp sensor is way up here. Actually, one is oil pressure and one is oil temperature. I don't remember which is which. I think that one is oil temp. The one with the blue wire. And, oh, it's kind of sticking out right there. So yeah, both these wires come in from the cabin. And that's weird. Something absolutely hit the car. It might have been, I don't know. There's no marks though, nothing. I don't have any marks on the car. Huh. Okay. Tough little car. Might have just come in the wheel well and shut out, but I felt it in my feet. All right, so let's bring you guys underneath with me. And I can show you where the oil temp sensor is. All right, that's as far as that tilts back. So let's grab the light and shine it over here. And let me see if I can get kind of a view for you. Maybe up in here. No. Back this way. And up in here, we have our oil filter. Let me see. I can't really tilt that far back. It's basically straight up. So I'll just hold my hand here for a second. Here's our oil filter. And in the filter housing, we have our oil temp sensor, which has a bunch of goo on it, which might be part of our problem. I think that goo might be melting. It's just thread sealant. So our temp sensor and then our pressure sensor is on the opposite side of the filter housing. So the filter mount. So that's what we're going to be inspecting right now, is finding out. And then they come down to this wire here goes into the cabin, into the car, into the gauges. Now, the oil pressure gauge works great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug. This guy unplugs on this side. This guy doesn't. And that will tell me for sure which one it is. Now, I also have it, both of them grounded to the alternator, which might be probably not the best ground. But since the other gauge works, it's actually a good ground. So you're going to find out what exactly is going on here. I wish I could tilt you guys full time like this. I don't really have any way to do that. So let me try something. Hang on a sec. Let's get this might work. There you go. You can sort of see it. Up here is our temp sensor. And then on this side is our pressure sensor. They're on opposite sides of the plate where the oil filter screws in. So let's unhook this guy. And he's definitely still warm. Oh, wow. All right. Hang on, I'm going to come on this side of you guys. Maybe not. Exhaust is warm, engine's warm, oil's warm. This thing is warm. Okay, so I've got that guy unplugged. Now we need to bring it down, key on the car, and just see which one we just unplugged. So if I don't have oil pressure, that'll tell me. So bring the car down quick. Shouldn't take long. Oh, sorry. You guys are staring at the ceiling. My apologies. The car's so light. It takes a while for it to come down off the lift. That creaking you hear, those are the seals inside the cylinders. When it gets cold, those seals like chatter against the cylinder when it comes down. All right. I think we're low enough to get a key in here. Maybe. All right. We'll just straddle that. And doing this very blindly. And okay, doesn't tell me. It's definitely not the oil pressure, because it would have what I just unplugged, or it's definitely not the oil temp, because what I just unplugged, oil temp is full time all the time. Damn it. All right. It will not let me start this car. Holy crap. Look at this yoga. The clutch safety switch is all the way at the bottom. So that one is definitely oil pressure. Not oil temp. So we'll go back up. Ugh. So that gunk and stuff on there, we'll wipe that away. Call that good. Also, I can tell I have a good ground because I have lights on the gauges and I have readings from both gauges. So I at least have zeros from both gauges. So let's go. I'll bring you guys back here with me. Let's see if we can do this a little different. I'll tilt you back up and try and get you situated here where you can see a little bit better without me being in the way, maybe, and without dumping my $4,000 laptop on the ground. All right. So here you can see the oil filter, and then we have our, I'm going to clean that first, and then we can plug it back in. Of course, light's in the way, right? Hopefully the light still is okay for you guys there. So we get this crap off of here. It's just thread sealant that's melted. It's not a big deal, but I also don't want it interfering with anything, causing a leak somewhere else. So this guy we can plug back in. Once we figure out which direction to plug him in, where's the clip for him? It's right there. There we go. He's plugged back in. So now we have our temp sensor on this side. And so I'm going to come over on this side. And even though it's really hot, I know I'm going to burn my hands. And I'm going to, damn, I need a different light and a better light. So let's see if I can do, can't really do this. No room for that. So let's see if we can do this. That still light it up for you guys? Yeah, a little too much. So I have two connectors here. One is the ground for, there's two grounds right here. Damn, this stuff is still really hot. And then this guy became exposed down here. I don't know why. It should have been inside there. Ow! So I don't have any broken grounds or anything like that. The sensor itself is very hard to go bad. But those two wires are still permanently attached. So our blue is our feed wire, and our blue is our ground, and our white is our feed wire. So the one thing I can do is try a different ground. So let me grab a clip, and I'll see if I can find a better ground for that. Green will do. Let's see if I can unplug him without burning my hands. So I'll do that. Okay, he's on there. And then we will come over to a good ground, which would be right here. I thought that would be a good ground. Oh, damn. Okay. Now he's kind of painted. So let me find a better ground up here. Damn. I don't have a better ground. Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. That goes right to chassis. Okay. So we have our temporary ground here. Let's see what the plug says, right? Or let's see what the gauge says. So I'll bring you guys back out with me. We can lower the car and see what the hell's going on here. All right. Electrical gremlins are always the hardest. Why is my phone dinging? Oh. Whoa, come back here. The phone is doing all sorts of weird stuff. Okay. Try this one more time. And it says no to oil temp. So it's definitely not the ground. It is probably. Now the question is it back up at the gauges? We'll give the computer a second to start, and then I'll start the car, and we'll see if we get any change here. Bring it down a little bit further. But I don't think we're going to get any change. Nope, no change. So we know it's not the ground. So we can put that ground back. The signal wire, we know we had signal yesterday, so it is sending signal. So now we can go into the cabin of the car and check the gauge and the wiring to the back of the gauge. I don't think there's any other breaks in there. So we can check, I guess we can try continuity, maybe. But we'll get all this stuff back together and we'll get it in the cabin of the car. Sorry, I know you guys are You guys are totally missing me on all this. And maybe I just need a new temp sensor, you know? All right, I'm gonna bring you guys with me, but I'm gonna kind of hold you at arm's length, if that's okay. I'll tilt you up here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But I'm gonna need to get in here. All right. So we know it's not the ground. We can put this back. We can hook our ground back up. Okay. Now, when we come in here, we do have, this is the fun part, because the oil cooler lines are actually in the way of this. So I do have a connector here that goes to my white wire, which is right there. White wire's in there nice and strong. And he is zip tied. So check this wire. He is in there nice and strong. So let me get this back where he's supposed to go. Okay. Let me get these covered up again. These connectors are in a piece of split loom tubing. Keeps them a lot safer than if they're just exposed. So they're already heat shrunk and held together very well. But the split loom is that extra level of protection that we like. Just there's a lot of heat and stuff going on out here. So okay. We are connected back up. And there is literally nothing to add to that. I mean, he is it's a solid, sorry, it's a solid sensor that it just reads heat. So it's not going to, it doesn't have anything in there that moves. It's a resistor that's made for a specific temperature, and that resistance gains as you raise temperature. And that's how it sends that signal up to the dash. So no moving parts, it's all solid state. I am going to put a wrench on him just to make sure nothing weird has happened. What is he, a 12? Maybe a 13? Excuse me. How do my wrenches go from 13 to 10. How am I missing another 12? It's in somebody's car somewhere. Okay, he's in there tight. There's nothing underneath the car that's telling me it doesn't work. So everything's back where it should be. I don't have any cuts or anything in that line. In the split loom, I have a hard line for the dipstick in the way there. And the lines for the oil cooler. We have a much bigger oil cooler in this than the original. The original oil cooler, not very big, but it was also designed for a 4-cylinder, not a 6-cylinder. So we have a much bigger oil cooler in this thing. It's a 12-row dual core oil cooler. Works great. It's about 1 extra quart of oil, quart and a half. It's worth it. So we'll come in here, we'll key on again. We'll test it again. If it doesn't work, I'm bringing you guys in. Bring you guys into the cockpit with me. That's still one of the best jokes in movies. Yeah. Have you ever been in a cockpit before? You like movies about gladiators? All right. Let's key on and see what we got. Nope. So I'm gonna let the computer do the cycle as I and I don't know, maybe I don't think I can reach any of those wires from this side to wiggle them to see if there's a problem. So, and I'm pretty sure it's on the gauge itself, the wiring that comes up from the gauge. So Bird just sent me a message. Okay. Oh, he's asking about his dad's birthday. Goodwood Festival Speed. Okay. All right. So I'm going to fire up just for grins to make sure that I'm not. Where's my clutch? The clutch literally has to go to the floor to clear that switch. Nope. We have nothing there. Damn. So that's a little bit frustrating, but I get it. I had a bunch of goop on the trunk lid from dinner last night. I'll try and clean it off really quick. So yeah, there's something's not getting to the gauge up front, obviously. Yeah, no shit, Kev. Really? You think? So we're going to try to figure out what is missing, because it does work. It was working when I first installed it. It worked last night, and then it stopped working. So we will try to get it back to working. That's a little bit better. Got all that crap off the trunk. God, this car is going to benefit from a repaint, like a lot. It's going to look so much better when it gets painted. All right, let me figure out a way to get you guys inside the car, kind of stable and balanced. Can't use the headers box, but maybe we can use this. Maybe. Maybe. It's weird because there's a rib in here right through the center. So might be a little bizarro camera angle, but I can bring you guys with. Let's see how close we can get you. It's basically like you're sitting in a race car. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of a cool view, no? Okay. You'll be able to see the dash, and here's our 2 gauges that we're working with, and this is the gauge we need to work correctly. These are our lights, the fog lights for the front of the car. And I'll put the protective cover back on the steering wheel because it's a very expensive steering wheel and we like to keep it nice. If I have the coordination to put a $12 Amazon cover on a $400 steering wheel. Better. Okay. Don't need our steering wheel right now. All right, give me a minute here. Woo. Grab some Rockstar. I might actually have to go get a Rockstar. Ah. Wow. Ooh, that feels good. Ah. All right, I'm gonna go grab a Rockstar. I'll be right back. You guys are okay right there? Okay, I will be right back. All right. Ah. right back. All right. My friend Berg is asking about doing something cool for his dad's birthday, and he's talking about Goodwood Festival of Speed. By the way, we did score. Yay! So I'm going to need a Phillips screwdriver and a light, and I'm going to come join you guys. I think just a regular Phillips will be fine. And la lumière, which is French for the light. And let's hop up here. I'll come in here with you guys. Put the light back. Hopefully that's, sorry, that's kind of in your way. Oh, hang on. The strap from the 5 points is killing me here. So we've got to be a little bit careful here. Okay, that's a keyboard. I'm going to slide you guys forward a little bit. All right. So we've got to be a little bit careful because we do have our fire pole right here. So I'm just going to make sure the pin is in. It is. I'm going to put the keyboard. We have a keyboard in this car. No kidding. We'll do some of that stuff later if you guys want. I'm just going to set the keyboard out of the way and finish my message with Berg. So he's talking about doing Goodwood Festival of Speed with his dad, which would be really cool. Meet and greets too. Whoops. Come on. It takes me forever to correct autocorrect. All right. Okay. So set our phone up there. We have enough slack in here. Our fire pole cable is actually down here a little bit lower. So I'll tilt you guys down a little bit more. There you go. That's better. So our fire pole cable is right here, and our lines for these two gauges are right here. This is a random thread, probably from someone's glove or suit. And these gauges are actually two 3D printed gauge pods that are a guy who used to work on this project car made, and they work really great. They're just the right size. They're exactly at the right angle, all of that stuff. So set our screwdriver to the side, and let's take a look back here to see what we have that's weird. So you can see our fire poles right here, and this is a very simple 3-pin cable, 4-pin. Oh, because one's for the light. We don't have that, but our red wire is connected. So we should have I can't see the connector. There it is. Okay. I don't have any breaks in the line. He doesn't go very far. He just comes down here. I don't think he goes very far. These guys were usually pretty short. So he comes up to this. Comes over to here. And, oh, here we go. Here we go. Bonus. Bonus stuff. Okay, wait. Where did you go? Okay. All right. So this is our power cable for our okay, wait a second. What the hell? So we have all of this stuff. These are all of our radio lights and our 12-volt power and everything else. And all of these guys are connected. And it looks like he did electrical tape connections versus any other type of connections. So let's find our two. There's our red and black for that. There should be, oh yeah, sorry. There's our red, which is our temp. Okay. And that goes to green on this. And then our red here is crimped in. Okay. So these connectors, all of these lines are happily connected. This is our red to our green. So let's check again. And it still says 40. So if I unplug this, which I think I can, that is just a bullet connector. This guy, we can unplug. Okay. Could have sworn he was just a bullet connector here. But he is really crimped on there. I don't have any way. Oh no. We have a blue screen of death here. And what's really fun is when you're driving, then you got to turn on the keyboard. So you power it on. And as you're driving, you have to mouse over and just do continue and then power off the keyboard and hopefully it keeps going. Then you put the keyboard away. We don't have like a small keyboard or anything for this. So how does this guy separate? He does not want to separate. Although I can feel him moving. Yeah, he's just a bullet connector. So I don't have any other crimps in the line. There's no other cuts. It's a single wire that runs all the way up here. So if it's not anything up here, which we'll give it a start and find out. Pressure works good. Or, yeah, pressure works good. If I pull this, we lose pressure. Put this back, we get pressure. and I do not have temp. So it looks like we're going to have to do an oil temp sensor, which kind of sucks. I'll have to get a, that's how that guy mounts in there. I'll have to do a new oil temp sensor and wire him up accordingly. That's how it goes, right? So we can get these wires put back. Actually, I don't want to use this. So I'm going to get him out of there for now because I want to use a different USB 3.0 for that. Although this is a really nice cable, I definitely want to use a different cable for that. So we'll tuck these guys back in here. They're not hurting anything. And all the lights work and everything else. Get him screwed back into position. Does he go under that? I think that's how it goes, maybe? I don't remember. I think it can go either way. Yeah, it can kind of go either way, I think. So get this panel back in. Those are actually really nice 4-gauge panels. Work really well. A little extra on each screw. Okay, so since we have to do a new temp sensor, we might actually wait for an oil change to do that. And in the meantime, we can do our data correction on the dash because we need to get into, actually, we might do this tomorrow too. We need to do and I need to order a short USB 3.0. I might have a very short one. I'm going to have to look around over there because this, where my phone's sitting right now, is where our hotspot sits. That's what the Velcro up here is for. And this actually has power. So we run power out of that into this to keep it powered because the hotspot, man, it goes through some juice. It goes through a lot. So we might do that. I think I have another short one over there I might wire up. So yeah, I might save the dash stuff for tomorrow. I was really hoping this would just be a short, grounding out or something, but it's not. It's something bigger. It's probably a temp sensor, and that's okay. Temp sensors burn out all the time, so I'll bring you guys kind of over here with me, sort of. You know what I can do to get this light out of here? I can bring it up here. There we go. That's a little bit better, isn't it? All right. So let's maybe, except that it's in the way of my big ass arms, and let's. So our temp's at 124. So our oil temp might not be that. So let's go back to the main menu and let's cancel out of this. And I'm going to figure out where to go in here to find the dash stuff. Dash command, CFG. Okay, that doesn't work. So those are our old dashes. Okay. So we don't want to do that either. All right, so we're just going to have to go into dash command and wherever the hell dash command went. Why the hell is zoom on here? Why the hell is Instagram on here? No. Microsoft Edge. And we have email. It's a warning about cold weather. So I'm so unversed in PCs, it's so sad. OneDrive, OBS Studio. Damn. Where the hell is it? I swear it's part of our camera control, restore. All right. Power, let's just restart. And it should automatically go to dash command. Okay. We could probably clean the screen too. We did a whole bunch of touch when it was when we were in Atlanta. Okay, so it should automatically go to dash command. Maybe. There it goes. Data logging console settings. So we need to go to the main menu. We need to go to settings. Units and formats. Vehicle settings. There is a way to change the differential on the speedometer. Mouse cursor, select custom picture, auto reconnect. Scripts, it doesn't have any scripts. Auxiliary input, we don't have any aux inputs. So logging, no. Doesn't have anything in here. It says 1987 Toyota MR6 hot shit. I would change the title of that. Time format, currency symbol. These are just the units. Yeah. Vehicle manager, maybe? Oh, here we go. Oh, select vehicle. Okay, that's it. That's all we're doing. Data logging console. And fault. Save tech log. I don't need the console right now. Settings. Maybe it's under data logging. Fuel wear pressure. Coolant temp. Speed sensor. Minimum average. Yeah, it's not reading that. Okay, options. Oh, all right. We're back to that. So back, and then dashboards. It just goes to my main dash. Go back to the main menu, diagnostics, stored codes, read codes. Code's not read yet. Don't need that. It should be under settings, but I don't know where that is. VSS, vehicle speed sensor. Validate PIDs. Maybe. All right. Oh, aux input. We don't have any units. There's a way to change this. Fuel tank capacity. So like wheel circumference and stuff like that. We can add all that stuff in here. Shift point. Yeah. I got to look a little deeper into this before we start changing anything. So what does the plug mean? I don't know what the plug means. Oh, the vehicle connection to vehicle has been closed. Okay. And open it. Okay, there we go. So I don't know where that is for the VSS, and not scanning. Save tech log, debug. All right. Nothing in there. Dashboards. Maybe it's under log file management. Load file. Nope, nothing under here. Cancel that. And go back to the main menu. And I don't know where it's at. So I'm going to have to do some stuff. I'm going to have to look into this and find out where that's at. So we'll just come out of back and go back to our dashboard. There's our dashboard. So we'll have to figure that out later. And we'll call it good for tonight. We got some stuff done. Not everything that I want to do, but a lot of stuff. And troubleshooting the electrical is always difficult. There's never an easy way to do it. So it's kind of a bummer, but that's how it works. The good part is the cleaning and lubing of this guy last night. Yeah, that's really nice. Comes right off, locks right in place. Gotta love that. Super smooth now. And this steering wheel, you can actually only put it on. It only locks, like right now, it'll come right out, but it'll only lock in one position when it's straight. So you won't have your wheel wonky. So if you turn the wheels like this and pull it off and you try to put the steering wheel back on, it won't do it until you get into position, which is very nice. So since we lubed it up last night, let's turn it upside down and let that lube filter all the way around. Yeah, sorry, that's about it for tonight. Actually need to take this out so that I can get out of the car. It's a little tight in here. All right. So we'll put our screwdriver away. We'll get you guys out of there. All right. Well, that's cool. Thanks for hanging tonight. I appreciate it. Um, I'm gonna get this stuff closed up. Lights off and put back on charge. And mm. That's what I was using for a stand for you guys. Worked good. Worked just fine. Not, not ideal, but it worked all right. And yeah, that one thing about whatever I hit last night on Polaris Parkway didn't cause any damage to the car, which is good. Power off everything, so we're good to go. We didn't find the source of the problem, but I've narrowed it down to the sensor itself. And with the intermittent that we had, it's more than likely the sensor itself, because the wiring is all very stable and the wiring is complete. So it's probably the sensor. And I can change that out actually without doing an oil change. It's just handy to do it when it is, when you're doing that, because everything leaks. So we'll get that oil sensor, that temp sensor replaced. That'll be fairly easy. Just crimping those connectors together is kind of a pain in the ass, but that's all right. It's better to have that knowledge and spend half an hour doing it versus not having a temp gauge in there. It's nice to know that your oil is actually staying cool. And we have gauges for everything else. So yeah, that would be nice. That's the other thing we're going to change in Dash Command is we're going to change some of the display. We're going to make the daytime one look exactly like the nighttime one and work like the nighttime one. And we're going to do different, instead of AFR on the bottom right, we're going to do something else. We might just do a big, huge tack in the center and our speed in the bottom right, something like that. I don't know. I need to look at what we can do and what's available there. So that's where we're at. Car does run great. We just need to do these little technical things to get it taken care of. And we got new insurance cards, like I said. Everybody got insurance cards. All the cars got insurance cards. So still covered on everything. Yay! So we'll try it again tomorrow. I'll try to get out here earlier. I've been restringing guitars. All my guitars are going up for sale and all this other stuff. So I'm trying to get as much stuff done as possible. Going to Florida soon in I don't know, less than 10 days. And I'll be down there for about a week, a little bit more. And then I'll be back in Ohio just for like 2 weeks to finish some surgery here. And then I'm gone. That's the end of that. So we'll probably do the race in April, and then everything will move down. I'll have some, uh, I'll have a house down there and spend a weekend with a lot of pizzas and box stuff up and get it the hell out of here. So we're on track. So I appreciate everyone hanging out tonight. If again, if you have any questions, if you want to see something different, especially with this car, let me know. I'm happy to show anything you want. The suspension, steering, crazy exhaust we have on this, anything. Just put it in the comments below after you subscribe, and I'll do a video on that stuff. I'm happy to tear into this car. There's a lot of maintenance that you have to do on a race car, so one that you continually race. So I'm happy to show you guys because it gives me a chance to go through it and make sure everything's perfect. As you can tell from the 949 still up here, the guy flaked out on me today. And I got another guy in Cleveland who is kind of 50-50. So we'll see what happens with that. That's how Facebook Marketplace works, right? they they're all jumping up and down about it, and then time comes and they're like, nah, that's okay. That's fine. I don't really care. Whenever they sell, they sell. So thanks for hanging out tonight. We'll do it again tomorrow. And don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Don't tell them, show them. Okay. Give me a kiss on the cheek. Give me a kiss on their nose. Hold their hand, give it a squeeze. It's really important, folks. Really important, not only for you, it's so important for them so that you show them that you love them. Okay. All right, cool. Thanks, everyone. I will catch you tomorrow. Woohoo! Cool.